Oh, here, I'll change it. Hi.
Hi, welcome everybody. Welcome to hell. How's it going?
I'm so idiot. I just haven't changed my name. Hold on. Oh my
Nope, Kara's
god.
literally the smart one here. It took me, what time is it? 37 minutes to figure out how to record. I don't know what I did differently, but I will tell you this.
Figured it out.
If you're in the market for a new laptop computer, throwing this MacBook out the window as soon as we're done recording. It is
I
a
like the idea of you throwing the MacBook out the window. Can I ask you something? Does it sound like on here, does it sound like it's coming through this microphone instead of
yes, it
my
does.
laptop speakers?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking A, dude. Yeah. All right. Well, I wonder if anybody is going to show up at this point. Because we are very late. I'm sorry, world.
It's all my fault.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
I would not say that it is all your fault. I would say that it is all your MacBook's fault for being a
And
tempestuous little slut.
we're throwing it out the window.
We are throwing it out the window. Can you see? I can't see how many people are watching us. Can you see such things?
Currently, it is one, and I believe it is me.
Okay, because I don't have, since you're hosting this, I
Oh,
can't
Dan says it
see.
sounds great. Can you see the
Oh,
comments?
cool. Oh, here, I need to switch from private chat to. Hi, Dan. Oh,
Welcome.
thanks for joining us, even
Do
though
you
we're
know what's
so late.
funny? I can
What's
never remember how to share my own posts.
Oh, right, I should probably share this since we did it. We goddamn did it. Okay.
I'm never turning, I think my issue is I keep turning this computer off. You know.
Oh, I
When I'm,
never turn my MacBook off unless I'm updating it or
I
if it
don't
runs out of batteries.
normally use it. It's mostly for show. I usually just use my iPad.
That's completely fair.
Now,
Um,
Dan, what did you think about the movie? Because I have feelings, and I'm sure we'll get into them. And I have a lot of comparisons to a masterpiece by Rose Glass.
okay. Well, this was my choice this week.
And just
And
because I'm so angry, next week I'm going to pick Human Centipedes 1, 2, and 3.
why would you do that? I didn't do anything to you.
Could you
I didn't
imagine?
do anything to you.
No, I already told you. Guys at home,
Hmm.
I've already let Kara in on the movie I've already picked for next week. But who knows if I'll change it before then? Maybe we'll just do Saint Maud again.
I mean, honestly, I feel like why not? You know what I mean?
It's so
All right.
good.
I think that last time I did the easy part.
I get that a lot.
Um,
You might have done the easy part. You might have done the hard part. I feel like I deserve, because of how rude I was this whole 40 minutes of me figuring out how to compute.
it was not
I
rude.
I heard that too, Dan. I was reading through Letterboxd reviews, and everyone's like, "It's like a classic horror story," and I'm like, "Where?"
um,
I hated a classic horror story, though.
Also,
Sorry.
I did like Barbarian Sound Studio though, and it is like there is some similarities to be found there, for sure. I think I'm just gonna leave the lid off of my seltzer and let the bubbles die so that I'm
Yeah.
not just like constantly fumbling with it while we're recording.
Hey, bubble away, baby. Bubble
Um, I
away.
I made myself Nina and I made you Enid because you deserve to be the main character.
Thank you.
Hmm.
Mm. I almost spoiled the movie before we even got into it. But
Okay.
spoiler warning: there's 100% chance I'm going to ruin the ending of Saint Maud during this.
I mean, we covered that one already. So it's just like a spoiler warning for the movies that we have already covered as well. How
Yeah,
about that? It's
it's
just
like a
like a
blanket spoiler.
blanket, yeah, blanket spoiler warning. Um, okay, I'm gonna
Hi,
do the hard.
Mom.
Hi. I'm gonna do the hard part this week.
Hmm.
Um,
Hey, Mom, you
because
missed it. I screamed the C word.
yes, but not on air. You didn't do it on air.
Oh yeah, good
You
point.
did it. You did it when it was just me and you. Um, okay. All right. So I'm all set up. I'm all ready to go. Are you all
Oh,
set
yeah.
up? Are you all ready to go?
I'm so ready, but I do have to find the script because in a fit of rage, I closed everything.
Okay.
Oh, I found
So
it.
look at that. You're right
Mhm.
there. Okay, so you're doing the easy part. Do the hard part. Which means that you have to do the back of the box description.
And I'm doing it in an accent.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. Okay. All right. Are you ready for hold
I'm
on, let me
ready.
start recording.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on. I did something
Oh,
stupid.
oh
No,
no.
everything's okay. Everything's
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Shh, 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 shh. No.
Shut up. Shut up. Just shut your mouth.
Okay. All right. Now we're good. I just started
Okay.
it at a wonky intersection, but now we're good.
I was
All
born on a wonky intersection, but that's neither here nor there.
okay. All right. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Idiot's Guide to Horror.
Counteracting the toxic culture surrounding horror fandom and breaking down your favorite horror movies. With you, as always, your hosts, Kara Nina Popovich.
And Christopher Enid Haberman. So everybody turn off the lights, grab your notepads and your stiff upper lip, and let's get ready to dissect Censor. Came out in 2021, directed by Prano Bailey Bond.
I will say I was pretty proud of my
That was really funny.
yes, thank you. I appreciate it. I wrote the grab your notepads and your stiff upper lip this morning, and if you need me, if you're looking for somebody to write comedy for your high budget Comedy Central series, please, I am available. So yeah, anyway, Censor. This was my pick this week. I've been obsessed with this movie since I saw it at Sundance 2021. Yes, that's what we call it. Did you know? People that have been to Sundance.
I had not, but I will use it from now on whenever I'm anywhere in public.
So last year, I signed up to do Sundance for the first time in my life because it was virtual and affordable. This year it is virtual and not affordable, or it was. So I was in it for the horror movies because, you know, everything that we love came out of Sundance. Like Hereditary, like that was the biggest deal at Sundance when it came out, like Midsummer, you know, everything that we love came from Sundance. So I was like, I'm going to get it on the ground level and see a horror movie that is going to be like the next big horror movie. And I really, really thought this one was going to be it. And I do feel that it's underrated.
I feel that it's underrated. Yeah.
Okay.
I would agree. It is underrated. It's an
Yeah.
underrated horror movie.
Yeah. I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's ladies, man. This movie is written, directed, produced, scored, performed, set dressed, costumed, hair, makeup by women. Male editor, but everything else is all women. Which, you know, like gets me like right in the
vulva.
heart.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes, right in the heart vulva. Or the vulva heart. Or the heart of my vulva.
One of them.
So yeah, this movie's from 2021.
Recent. That's recent.
It's very recent. It only premiered on Hulu in America in like October or something like that. So it's fairly new to American audiences.
Now, when you forced me to watch this, where did I watch it at? Did I buy it?
No, it was on Hulu.
Oh.
Yeah, it was on Hulu.
Because it does, when I did watch it the other day, I did say watch again. So that makes sense.
Are you watch again?
Mm-hmm.
You watch again? So yeah, you can watch it on Hulu still, which is really cool. I'd say. You can watch like fucking anything on Hulu right now. What is up with that Hulu money? Like they got Nightmare Alley already?
How? I thought it was only on HBO.
It's on HBO Max too, but it's on Hulu and
Did you
not
watch
with
it
like
yet?
no, I started to the other day, but I was working and I got confused and lost.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I do need to watch that one, but like Hulu is just like getting movies out the butt.
And I
Um,
usually don't go to Hulu for movies.
I don't, and then I go there, and then there's always something there that I wanted to see.
Yeah, I I always feel like Netflix has the movies, but when I go to Netflix, there's nothing to watch.
There is nothing on Netflix except for their own original series.
Hmm. And the world's longest titled TV show.
What is that?
Girl looking out the window through the window at another girl, or whatever it's called. You know
Is
what I
that
mean?
is that a show? I thought that was a movie. Is that a movie?
It's a. I think it's a show.
Okay. All right. I believe you. I don't intend to watch it.
I heard good things.
um I mean, I believe I don't know. I get
The
what they're
woman in
going
the
for.
house across the street from the girl in the window.
Yeah.
It's a
I
show starring Kristen Bell. Okay, I'll watch it.
I get what they're going for, but you know me, it's like if you want me to watch a series that I haven't seen before, you basically have to knock me out and like strap me to a chair and
Hmm.
like pry my eyes open like little Alex in A Clockwork Orange.
You'd have to pry the Gilmore Girls away from me for me to watch something I haven't seen already.
That's yeah. Pretty much same here. I still haven't watched Squid Game. I still haven't watched Midnight Mass. I still
I think
everybody's
about Squid Game all the time, and I'm like, someday I'm gonna watch that.
yeah, everybody's telling me to watch Archive 81 and I'm like, I'm busy, but I'm not.
I did watch Midnight Mass, and it was pretty good for the first 4 episodes. But if you want a
Listen,
scary TV show, it was in French, and I don't remember what it was called, but it was on Hulu.
Marianne,
Yeah, how'd you know?
it was on Netflix because you recommended that I watched it.
Did you watch
And
it?
so I started watching it and I was like, this is pretty good. And then I never picked it back up
Hmm.
because it's a TV show. And I cannot. The only like
Yeah,
I watch Euphoria every week.
not
Um,
me.
I know, and
I'm
that's
just in
fine.
it for the Lana Del Rey songs.
I legitimately like I cannot recommend this show to anybody. Like I know that there are other people who watch it. I know that the performances are incredible. Like Zendaya could run me over with a car and I would say thank you and ask her to do it again.
Hmm.
Um, but I could not, would not ever tell somebody like you should watch Euphoria. Never.
No, it doesn't seem like
Never.
anything I would be interested in.
Um,
But I
it's
also could not handle Shameless. I watched 4 seasons of that, and I said, I'm gonna throw up.
I watched 7 seasons of Shameless before I was like, I think I'm done here.
4 seasons, like the 4th season premiere, and I'm like, I have to stop now, and I never picked it back up.
It's like I took the world's longest break from BoJack Horseman
Mhm.
after that. Did you watch BoJack Horseman?
No.
There's this episode where they like and the episode's called Stupid Piece of Shit
Hmm.
and it's like his internal monologue and it's like a very accurate depiction of what it's like to be like self-loathing and anxious and
Hmm.
I turned off that episode and I was like, I'm gonna stop for a while.
How long has it been?
God, when did that episode come out? 3 years ago.
Hmm.
Yeah. But anyway, we're talking about the movie Censor.
Tune in next week when we cover every episode of Euphoria back to back to back.
Listen, I would I
That's the only
would
way I would watch that show, is if I
I
physically had to.
I could talk about it. I'm still like I'm waiting for somebody to talk to me about last week's episode, but we're not going to get into that right now.
Last week, Kendall had a baby. I don't know.
No, it ain't even that quaint. It's
Mm,
it's not even like
I
that
watched.
mild Degrassi kind of shit. It is
Mm,
like metaphysically exhausting.
do you know that one guy who's very attractive? Hold on, GarageBand. What are you bumping around for?
Uh-oh.
Oh, nothing. She's
Okay.
just being a little bitch, but she's still recording.
Oh,
Mm.
good, 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 good. What's the one guy that you were just
That one
referencing?
guy I'm attracted to on the internet. He's funny. He does like a dress and he makes fun of people. Benito Skinner.
Oh, yeah.
He did a Euphoria one, and I laughed hysterically, even though I've never seen the show, nor will I ever.
Yeah. I'll have to watch that because my favorite video of his. We are so far from the topic, but that's fine because this
Fuck
movie's
it.
really easy to talk about.
Mhm.
But he did this really funny video when Evermore came out where he was dancing to Gold Rush.
Mhm.
It was in a
In the
field,
field, yeah.
and it was the funniest. I watch it still fairly frequently.
Mhm.
All right, but anyway, Censor. This is a British movie, and Chris, you had plans to give
Mhm.
us the back of the box description, in honor of the fact that this is a British movie. Chris, please grace us with your
Okay,
British
first of all,
accent.
I want you to picture it. It is 1980. You're living in the UK. You have to go to a video rental store and purchase this behind the counter, and they hand it to you in a paper bag, right?
Right.
We're on the same mindset?
Yes.
Okay. So this movie is called Censor. The tagline is "You can't edit reality." You flip this movie over, and it says, "Film censor Enid."
I can't look at you while you do. You go. You go.
Film censor Enid. Like, what can I do in a goddamn accent?
You sound so bad.
Okay, hold on. How would somebody say it? Who's British? Who can I emulate? Enid. Okay. G'day. Oh,
That's Australian.
Oh yeah. Remember our Australian fan? I miss him.
I do. Yeah. I hope he's doing
Baby,
well.
come back.
Yeah.
Film censored. Oh.
You
Film
got this.
censor Enid takes pride in her. Okay. What? It's coming out Australian and it's a bad Australian. I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to do it in English. I might have to do it with my American accent. Because I tried it like 5 times and I can't get it.
Oh my god. Emma Watson. Do Emma Watson. Do Hermione Granger.
Or worse, expelled. Film sensei. What the fuck? I have to do. Guys, I'm so sorry that I hyped this up for like 6 hours today. And now I can't do it. I have to read it in American.
Please. Go on.
Okay. Film censor Enid takes pride in her meticulous work.
That's not a knife.
All right. Guarding unsuspecting audiences from the deleterious effects of watching gore-filled decapitations and eye gouging, she pores over. Her sense of duty to protect is amplified by guilt over her own inability to recall details of the long disappearance of her sister, recently declared dead in absentia. You ever seen the movie Absentia?
Yeah, hell yeah. That movie fucking bops.
When Enid is assigned to review a disturbing film from the archive that echoes her hazy childhood memories, she begins to unravel how this eerie work might be tied to her past. I'm so sorry, guys, that I fucked that.
It's okay. I don't think I could even do it. I really don't. I haven't tried to do like a British accent in see.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
I could do like 2 words.
I watched this movie like yesterday. I should be able to remember it.
I just feel like if Kristen Stewart could do it to play Princess Diana, why can't I? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I would literally take a bullet for Kristen Stewart. I'm not saying that I wouldn't for you. I'm just saying.
I would take a bullet for you, but fine. Before Kristen Stewart, but okay. All right, so spoiler warning as usual, we're going to talk about this movie in depth up to and including the ending. So if you haven't seen this movie, please pause this episode and go watch it if you care about things getting spoiled. If you don't care about things getting spoiled, just hey, hang out.
We want to throw in there that the spoiler warning might, affect some of the movies we've already covered, because there's a pretty good chance I'm going to spoil the ending of Saint Maud in this.
I think that we can go ahead and just like, yeah, say that we will be making some comparisons to Saint Maud. And I think I'll also be comparing it to like some other female made and female led horror movies that have come out in the last, like 5-10 years. So just, be warned. We might toss around some other spoilerish elements to other things that we've already covered for the most part. So I also wanted to give, because I forgot to put this in the script, and I'm sorry about this, but I wanted to give a little bit of a backstory on what this movie is about for people who don't know. In the 1980s, the British Board of Film Classification, which is like the MPAA for America, they have the British Board of Film Classification, and there started to be like, we had like around this time and through the early 90s, we had satanic panic. They had the fear that horror movies were poisoning the minds of children, and so the British Board of Film Classification started censoring movies or rejecting them to be put through the theater or distributed through rental stores. And sometimes they would make cuts and then movies would pass after they had been like, censored. So that's some important history to remember, because that's what this movie is literally about. But do you want to do the first movie fact, or do you want me to do the first movie fact?
Well, I haven't read ahead through any of them, so I'll just go in blind with this one.
Okay.
Movie facts. A. Is it Prano? Was that how you would say her name?
I've been saying Prano. It could be Prano. I'm not sure. I haven't watched any videos yet. I don't remember. Like, I watched the Q&A after I saw the movie at Sundance. But I don't remember how she pronounced her name, and I probably should have looked into that. I'm very sorry.
Whoever you are. So, movie fact 1. A. Prano Bailey Bond, which is a great name. It really rolls off the tongue.
It's cute. It's like a badass name, man.
If I were to ever get married, I would change my last name to Bailey Bond.
Okay.
Regardless of who I marry, it would be Christopher Bailey Bond. Okay,
that is so cute.
Thank you. So Prana Bailey Bond said in an interview that she had the idea for Censor around 2012. Quote, I was reading an article about Hammer Horror, the British studio that makes like the Dracula, the Mummy, the Curse of the Wolfman. They did movies. Long, boring movies. That's just my opinion.
I like some of them. I like the Mummy.
What did I watch for Hooptober? Something boring. Okay, so anyway, which looked at how film censors worked in that period. It made me think, if violent images are meant to make us lose control, what prevents a censor from doing that? It was the hypocrisy of thinking, I can watch this, but you can't watch this if you're going to shoot someone or something.
If
I butchered that whole quote.
It's okay. No, you did good. I mean, like, that's the basic gist of it. Like, and that is, this movie is basically like all about that concept and like what makes the censor so like, steeled against this idea that like, viewing these incredibly violent images are going to make you want to go out and commit the same acts. Like, what does the censor have that, normal people or like common folk don't? Nothing. It's just their job.
But I will have you know that as soon as I finished watching this movie, I went out and ran like 3 stop signs because I couldn't control the urge.
If horror movies make you kill people, maybe they should put us in jail.
Because I've never been caught. Edit that out of the podcast.
All right. So at the 58-minute mark, the film's aspect ratio slowly begins to shrink from the standard 235:1 widescreen format to a 133:1 full-frame format, reflecting Enid's deteriorating state of mind. The film snaps back to widescreen at the format at the 1 hour, 11 minute, 37 second mark when Frederick North yells cut, which will make sense when we get further into it.
Do you know that I did not notice that the first time I watched this?
I did. I have like a weird thing about like aspect ratio. Like because I know that that's like a trick that's like, you know, people use to like really like tell a story with like the cinematography. Um, so that was one of the first things that I noticed, but I didn't think about it in that sense of like, oh, it's reflecting the fact that like Enid's losing her shit. Like
Right.
I was thinking about it in the fact that I was like, oh, it's turning into a video.
Which it might. Who knows? I don't know. Who the hell's texting me? Samsung. They have TVs on sale right now. The film was primarily shot on 35mm film with some Super 8 and VHS footage, which is cool. I always like it.
That is super cool. I think it's really cool that they used actual VHS tapes and like the way that they mixed the mediums. Prano Bailey Bond spoke to female censors from the Video Nasty era to make sure that she got the feeling of Enid right, which is also very cool. And I mean, it didn't say this in the interview, but I just want to know what they thought of the project that she was doing, or if she told them what she was making.
I wonder.
Because like you didn't have that job because, you know, it was just a job. I can't imagine like becoming a censor and
I
like
can.
not
I would love it.
I mean, like, but like with the political inclination attached to it though, right? Like of course we would love to get paid to watch horror movies all day, but then we would have to say things like, oh, like we have to cut that eye gouging out.
I would add in 2 more eye gougings, please.
Yes. Yeah, can we can we supervise horror movies to say like what they need more of? I would do that for sure.
This movie could have used an eye gouging.
It could have.
Is in my notes in the bottom. I don't think I said that verbatim, but you know.
All right.
Is it my turn?
Yes,
oh,
it
yeah.
is.
Oh, fuck me.
So I actually we're gonna look it up because I forgot to look up how to pronounce her name.
Name.
It is like it's Irish. It's a very Irish name.
Very Irish.
Oh, it sounds like Neve. So it's like
Oh.
Saoirse Ronan.
Yeah, fuck me.
So it's Neve Algar.
Neve Algar and Prano Bailey Bond had previously met when they had been both named Screen Stars of Tomorrow in 2018.
Screen Daily is a popular like online magazine. So that's what that means. Just in case anybody was wondering. Sorry, I don't know why I felt the need to add that. I'm so pretentious sometimes. By some magic, that is not Neve Algar's actual hair, but instead is maybe the best wig ever crafted in the history of wigs.
Now, as a flagrant homosexual, I know, like, on my tombstone, it would have said, "Can always spot a wig." I could not tell this was a wig.
You straight up like tried to tell me I was lying.
Because I thought you were. I thought you were trying to fuck with me. Because you're like, oh, I know Chris can always spot a wig, but maybe he won't think that I'm fooling with him this time.
I was like, I was watching it at the same time, and I was like, no. No fucking way. No. Yeah, but apparently that's a wig, which is the most insane thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. You got the next one.
In the film's press kit, Prano Bailey Bond said, "In prep, I broke the film down in words. So we have Enid's reality, the video nasty she's watching, and then the dreams, which is where the video nasties and reality start to weave together. So throughout the film, we fuse and weave props, colors, spelled British, locations, etc., from one world to the next. Even though we are going from one polar to another, it was important that the journey felt fluid."
Which is cool. I thought that was really cool. And then last but certainly not least, so the film does open up sort of with a montage of a bunch of video nasties from the era. The first one is Abel Ferrara's The Driller Killer, which if you can handle a lot of like extreme gore and like basic like softcore pornography, then we we can recommend The Driller Killer. It is public domain, so you can watch it on YouTube. It's like everywhere. But there's a clip from The Driller Killer, Frightmare, Frozen Scream, Nightmares and a Damaged Brain, Sendo Senshi, which I looked up after finding this, and I am going to watch that like tonight, and The Soul Tangler. So these are all movies that were like actual video nasties. And probably still are. I don't know if video nasties still exist or if they just still have like the classification. I know that they still ban movies in the UK.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, not often, but yeah. So anyway, Censor.
Oh, I Googled it real fast.
And essentially,
I Googled, do video nasties still exist in 2021, which was apparently the year, because that's the year that auto-populated. And yeah, there are still 10 films on the video nasty list.
is one of them Antichrist?
Oh my God, I thought we would get through all of season 2 without talking about it.
Well, anyway, I guess we can start the thing, the thing.
Oh, The
that we
Thing,
do?
yeah. It
The
starts.
podcast.
Oh, I thought you were talking about The Thing.
Oh, the movie, The Thing. Well, I mean, we could talk about that again.
Yeah, I mean,
We
I
we've
still
already
feel like our ending views have a little bit different, but hey, so we'll get back to that eventually.
eventually, probably every day of our lives for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wheel down the hallway in the nursing home and be like, I don't think anybody was the thing.
And then I'm going to be like, Childs was definitely The Thing.
Why wait? Why not just do it now?
I mean, I'm down.
All right. So now we are going to walk through the basics of the movie Censor. It's the last chance to get out if you don't want it spoiled for you. If you don't mind having it spoiled for you at least a little bit, then stick around. So this movie takes place in 1985, and it focuses on a woman named Enid who works as a film censor for the BBFC.
I love that name.
The Enid?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's cute, right?
It reminds me of Ghost World, though. Thora Birch was named Enid in Ghost World.
Enid Coleslaw. Yeah. So Enid, this Enid, she is very serious and very particular about her job. She really believes in what she's doing. And that's what I was saying. Like when Prano Bailey Bond was talking to these film censors where they like, we need to keep taking titties out of movies. Like, were they still trapped in this like political inclination of like movies should be censored?
Well, they must have. I mean, Enid, the whole movie is like, I'm helping people. I'm saving lives.
Yeah, she really has like a serious like sense of hubris about like what her job is doing for people. So the first time we meet her, she is watching a movie with a male coworker, and they start discussing an eye gouging, and she's like, it's got to go, it's gratuitous, and he's like sitting there smoking a cigarette and being like,
80s.
oh, it's Shakespearean, it's like Homer and the Cyclops in the Odyssey. Like he's just like rattling off, and he says it's like on Chien Andalou. And she's just like, you lost the argument as soon as you brought up Shakespeare, which is actually like a badass line. Because even though like technically like I agree with this guy, I don't agree with the way that he's putting it. But so we just see this taste of like just how serious Enid is about censorship versus her coworkers who are maybe like a little bit more lax. And she's going over like the list of things that she agreed to keep in. She's like, I only trimmed the littlest bit off of the genitals, and like I only like just like listing off like this the tug of war with the intestines. And I was like, I want to see this movie.
Yeah. What was it? Cannibal Carnage?
It wasn't a real movie. It was a movie made for but like I want them to make that movie. Make that movie.
Well, Prano Bailey Bond. I don't know what you're doing with your life, but make these movies.
She's working on a big project, and I can't remember what it was. I think it's a Stephen King adaptation. But she's working on something. So Enid's coworkers, they all seem to like her, but they also call her like Little Miss Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next big thing that happens is that like Enid goes and has dinner with her parents.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here's my first problem with this movie.
Okay.
So, whenever Enid gets home, mom calls and she's like, her dad booked the restaurant for 9 p.m. Who the hell's going out to eat at 9 p.m. on a work night?
Oh, okay.
I'm in bed by like what? What time is it now?
It's 6:15, and I'm already feeling a little sleepy.
I should be in bed already.
Yeah.
But
it
was unbelievable to me.
Well, yeah, they're out to eat at 9 p.m. We don't know how late Enid stays at work. It seems like she stays at work pretty freaking late, man.
Mm-hmm.
She gets out, it's super dark outside, but
And then her mom's like, any movies you recommend?
Yeah, and she's like, that's not what I do. It's not for entertainment. Like she's just so buttoned up and serious in every aspect of her life. But her parents present her with a police report that they have decided to declare her missing sister dead in absentia. It's been 20 years.
Oh, they're gonna say 1 week since you looked at me.
I missed an opportunity.
I know.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Please forgive me.
I mean, we'll figure out how to throw Smash Mouth in here later, and we'll make up for it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, her parents have decided that they are going to declare her younger sister, Nina, who has been missing for 20 years, dead in absentia.
Mm-hmm.
And Enid is still not keen on this, and she's really upset. And they're like, nope, it's happening. Like, we made this decision. We need to move on with our lives.
Enid, whenever she goes home later that night, she has a whole memory box of her sister, little pictures, newspaper clippings about how video nasties are on the rise. Like her little sister missing at 7 vanished in the woods, it said.
And then they were together. She was with her.
But she doesn't remember anything.
Right. She doesn't remember. And her mother says, like, you've never known what you remember about that day.
The human brain's crazy.
It is crazy. It can just block entire things out if they're traumatic.
Ask me about my whole childhood. Don't remember shit.
I don't remember anything. My mom will be like, remember this? And I'm like, no. No.
No idea.
Yeah. So.
Oh, but this is like, okay, whenever she's on her way to work the next day, you could smoke on the subway. So.
I forgot because like people smoke indoors throughout this entire movie. I just like, it was just a blanket statement that like this was going to annoy you because
I think the subway is the most annoying because there's like no air to breathe because you're underground, first of all. I mean, I don't know. Are England subways underground or are they just like trams?
I don't know if their subways are, I'm sure their subways are underground. But I also do want to point out though that like they smoke in that office all the time, and that office is definitely, it looks like it's underground. It looks like it's a little tunnel.
And we're worried about horror movies. Secondhand smoke's the real killer, guys.
Right, I know. There is something like a little ironic and funny. I mean, like I know that it's like time appropriate, but like I don't think that maybe this was the intention. I don't know, but there is something a little bit of like ironic and hypocritical and funny about people discussing about how dangerous it is for children to watch horror movies while they're like chain smoking cigarettes.
But that's back whenever doctors would endorse cigarettes.
Yeah, it'll help you give birth.
Yeah, you just pop one right in that child's mouth as soon as it comes out, and he'll be like full teeth. I don't know. So anyway.
So the next big thing that happens, like really the next thing that we need to touch on.
Well, can we say revenge? Can we say the words male inadequacy, revenge, catharsis? Because Because I wrote that down. I thought it was really great.
It is really good. Yeah, that's Enid talking about
Extreme
rape and
coda.
revenge films. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So she gets blamed because a man goes on a murder spree, like kills his wife and kids or something like that,
And
and
ate her
then
face.
and ate his wife's face. And it's similar to something that happened in a movie that she censored.
With
So
18 extensive cuts.
yeah. So people are blaming her, and she becomes like this sort of pariah in the media.
How do they
And
know?
she's getting, well, the newspapers name her.
But how did they know?
I don't understand why British journalism is the way that it is, but they are intense over, like, have you ever, like, don't do it right this second because we're recording a podcast, but you at home, just go ahead, go to the dailymail.co.uk right now. You'll have the worst time. The worst time. Like, if you think like our tabloids are bad, holy shit.
But then they put out shit like the Great British Bake Off. And it's so sweet and lovely.
It is very sweet and lovely, but like,
are you sexually attracted to Paul Hollywood? Because I know that I hate him, but I think
no, but I want his skills. I as a baker, I am like desperate to be as like, I like want his approval. But no, I'm not attracted to him at all.
I think I'm sexually attracted to him. I noticed it the other day.
I mean, he's got like this like smirky thing that I think like makes sense. Like you seem to appreciate that in like public personas. So that makes sense to me. But it's just he's got like, for me, I feel like he has this vibe. Like, I've had so many like friends that had dads that like wouldn't talk to me, but I just knew that they were making fun of me behind my back. Like, that's what Paul Hollywood feels like to me.
Somebody tap dancing on your ceiling?
Okay, so you did hear that. Great.
I didn't hear shit.
So she's getting blamed, she's getting mobbed with like tabloid attention, and people are calling her house and telling her that she should be ashamed of herself, she should die. Like, she's getting the tables sort of flipped on her. Meanwhile, she has been specially requested to work on the viewing of the movie made by Doug Smart. He's the producer, and he produces the movies of this director, Frederick North, who is supposed to be like one of the most like depraved filmmakers. And Doug
I've seen
Smart,
worse.
Doug Smart is obviously very lecherous and like just gross and just but he wants a woman's eyes on his movie, in spite of Enid's controversy. So the movie is called Don't Go Into the Church, and and she sits down to watch it with one of the other censors who seems to have like kind of a thing for her.
Well, he asked her out afterwards after she vomits. He's like, "Oh, do you want to go to dinner?"
Yeah. She's like, nah. But when she starts watching this movie, it looks exactly like the memories that she has of the day that Nina went missing. Like, it's two young girls going into the woods, and then one of them goes into a building. So she runs out of the screening to puke. And then this guy that she's viewing it with asks her out. What's his name? I don't know his name. Simon. I don't know.
Lou. Nope. I wrote down she runs to the loo to vomit because I was being cheeky. My bad. And okay, here's my exact notes. Enid runs to the loo to vomit. She wants to know why the amnesiac killer can't remember. Why wouldn't he remember? Co-worker says people devise stories to cope. He used to be a psychotherapist. Maybe he can go for a drink sometime. Then she just walks away.
It's like the worst kind of rejection where she just like keeps on fucking moving. Like she doesn't even say no. She's just like, peace, I'm out.
So here's where the movie starts getting weird, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is when it starts to like shift.
Yeah.
Because it's
I don't know what's real and what's not half the time.
I don't think we're supposed to know. I think, okay, we'll discuss this at the end, but I don't think we're supposed to know what's real and what's not, at least not at this point. So Enid becomes obsessed with Frederick North because she starts to like, like conspiracy theorize or whatever. What is it? Conspirative that she was specifically chosen to view this film because it has to do with something with Nina's disappearance. So she goes to a CD video rental store and she goes and gets like she like talks the
she flexes so hard on him.
Yeah, because she's like, oh, I've seen this movie and this movie. Because so what's happening is that these video rental stores, it wasn't legal for them to stock movies that were banned. And this guy is dealing the movies, from behind the counter, but you had to like specifically ask for them. And it's like the same energy as like, somebody like narking. And, like in America, like this is like the kind of energy that like you bring for like when somebody is like weirdly asking for drugs, right? Because he's like vetting her. Like he's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like that's not me. I don't do that. I don't have anything like that. But then she's like, I've seen Don't Go in the Church. Like I've seen the eye gouging in this movie, pretty fantastic. Like she's just pulling out all of the stops from like all of the things that she has learned as a censor, and like he finally gives her a copy of a movie, another Frederick North movie,
Asunder.
The Sunder, and she notices, like she thinks that the film's lead, whose name is Alice Lee, she thinks that Alice Lee looks like Nina. And so she has threaded together this whole thing where she thinks that Frederick North took Nina, kept her, made her a movie star, and now he's going to kill her.
In the movie, though, the other Frederick North movie, it's a guy and a girl, Alice Lee, and the Beastman, I think. I don't remember. And they are in a cabin in the woods reading a book that looks like it might have been bound in human flesh, and they're reading the Latin phrases in it. Well, it might not be ancient Sumerian, like the Evil Dead. It's very Evil Dead. Would you say that?
Yeah. So this is when it really does start to go like way off the rails at this point, like way off the rails. Because Enid shows up at the producer Doug Smart's house.
Before that, we skipped a little bit. Enid goes to her parents' house.
Oh, right. And they like flip out on her because they're like, this is done. You always do this. Like,
yeah. Stop. She goes, it's different this time. But like, so how many times has this actually happened? We'll never know.
Right. How many times did she like see? Because she tries to show them the video with Alice, and like they're like, we can't do this again. Not again. It's never her. So, just like Enid thinks she sees Nina everywhere.
And then she is maybe dreaming about a little girl in the woods in front of the shack, but Nina's there, or maybe it's Alice Lee. I don't know. Now she's grown up, and there's a man behind her from the movie. It's just like Don't Go in the Church all over again. But then she goes to work, and she gets the movie reel, and she writes down an address from the movie reel. And
Yeah. And that's her, figuring out where Doug Smart lives. And she goes and she shows up at his house, and he thinks that she's there for a sexy, booty call kind of situation. And
which is why he answered the door with a crowbar.
Well, he's like, people don't like me. And he's, saying like basically like you've gotten a taste of that recently yourself, right? Like, so she comes in and she notices that there's somewhere that like a really nasty rape scene was filmed. It was in his house. And she starts looking around, but then she asks him about Alice Lee, and he's like, "Oh, coming to the end of her time, that one." And Enid immediately is like, "They're gonna kill her,"
which is like a weird jump to go to.
mhm.
She could be retiring. Maybe this is her last Frederick North movie.
Right.
I wouldn't like immediately go to, oh no, they're going to murder her. But
Hey,
you know.
So then he starts like coming on to her like really strong because he thinks that that's what she's there for, and she tries, and he like calls. Then he starts getting like forceful and like calls her a tease, and she like pushes him off of her, and he falls backwards onto a ward that he won, and it goes through his throat.
Right out the mouth.
Right out the mouth.
And she says, "Thank you for the whiskey, but I must be on my way."
Yeah, just very calmly, just in total shock. She's like, "Thank you for the whiskey.
Bye.
I must be on my way." So from this information that she got from, before she accidentally killed Doug, she goes back to her job and steals Frederick North's address. And then she finds the set of his latest movie, which is in the woods.
But we also hear, it's not important. Or is it? It's not important. But like we hear the two other censors talking about how the man who murdered his wife and ate her face and then killed his kids had never even seen the movie Deranged.
Right.
It was just like happenstance that there was a movie like that out there.
Right. But also, Enid, there's like a newspaper. We see a newspaper at some point that like some tabloid took a picture of her in the video rental shop asking for the Frederick North movies. So she's being outed again, and they're saying like she's hooked on violent films. So she makes her way into the woods to the set of Frederick North's new movie. And when she gets there, a woman in a makeup trailer says, like, "I've been waiting for you, like, come in." And she does Enid's hair and makeup thinking that she's an actress for the movie. And she gets sent out to set. And
this is where I first noticed the aspect ratio was different.
Yeah.
Because it was severely smaller.
Yeah, it like shrinks really small. And they assume that she's an actress, and they're like, "We've been waiting for you, like you're why did that take so long?" And she meets Frederick North, and it's sort of a tense, weird moment where he thinks she's an actress and she thinks that he's like some dude that is holding her sister captive.
Here's I don't think that he thinks she's an actress here, because I feel like the director would know who he hired to play in his movie. I think that maybe
but he still seems to. Do you think this isn't reality then?
I think this is not reality, or at least not. Maybe he understood. Like maybe he thinks that she's just a fan that wandered onto set and wants a role because she was stalking Alice Lee. But I really don't think that he would believe that she would be an actress, like at least an actress that he hired for this movie, because
that's fair.
I feel like if I was a director, I would know who I picked for this,
Right.
Maybe not,
but he might not cast his own movies. Like it might be produced, because he does say something about Doug.
Yeah, Doug never misses a gory murder scene.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, he never misses a gory murder scene. So basically the scene starts up and Alice gets dragged into this little cabin. And Enid follows her in, and there's the Beast Man, which is like a big dude that they use in their movies. And
He's like a Dracula, you know?
Yeah. And this is it fucks me up, man. This is like so scary. She thinks that he is actually about to kill who she thinks is her sister.
Mhm.
And so she takes an axe and swing like a real axe that is for some reason on this film set and swings and like slams it into his torso and everybody stops. Yeah,
But
everybody
okay,
stops.
how does the wound sing? Is it singing or is it just in my head?
It's not it's like talking, right? Like it's
Mhm.
like moving. Um and that's when you start to get the indication that like something is about to go terribly wrong because at this point, like when you see the movie for the first time, you could almost make like you could be believing that she is in danger. This is a dangerous situation.
Mhm.
But then like she turns around and everybody starts screaming. Um sure. Yeah, she turns around, everybody starts screaming. And
Frederick North yells, "Cut!"
yeah, and it's like, what's going on here? And so Enid grabs Alice Lee's hand and starts running.
Mhm.
And they like slide down into a little ditch, and Enid's trying to explain that she's like there to rescue her. Like, I'm your sister, I'm your sister. And she's like, you killed my friend. Like, Alice Lee's like, you killed my friend. And she's like, no, he was about to hurt you. And Alice Lee says, like, I already have a sister, and she's not you.
Slap in the face.
But Enid's not ready to believe that.
No, ma'am. She pulls that remote right out of her pocket
Yeah.
and she clicks it on, and the aspect ratio shrinks back down to the smallest little square. It becomes daylight outside, and
And
we
this
see
is the scene that's filmed on VHS, and it's dope.
it is dope. We see Nina, who is Alice Lee, but I'm calling Nina for the sake of the segment of this movie. She's wearing like a white robe, like an angel would wear. So Nina and Enid are skipping through the forest, happily as can be. They're driving home, you know, and over the radio, it says, like over the radio, the video nasties have been eliminated, and the crime rate in London has dropped to 0.
Yeah,
And there's a
there's no
rainbow.
crime. Yeah, and there's a rainbow, but then like there will be like these interstitial little like zaps where you see what's actually going on, which is that like they're both covered in blood and Alice Lee is like screaming. And then they pull up in front of Enid's parents' house in like the fantasy world. And she's like waving and smiling and saying, like, we can't hear what she's saying, but she's mouthing, I found her. Look, I found her. Oh my God. It's giving me chills. Yeah, she's mouthing, like, look, I found her. And her parents are like embracing Nina, and you know, they're like smiling really big and waving, and like they're embracing Nina. And then it just keeps cutting back to like Alice Lee, like, you know, doing the little zaps of Alice Lee, like begging the parents for help. And that's basically how the movie ends, is like Enid's like smiling in her little fantasy world. And like she's smiling in real life too, but everybody else is like, oh my fucking God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Censor pops out of the VCR and the movie's over.
Yeah. So that's Censor. It's a super short movie too. It's like an hour and like
84 minutes.
Yeah, it's so fucking short. You can knock it out. It's fantastic. It's so
They
good.
should have made it longer.
You think that, okay, so we'll get to that. I actually didn't pull a review this week, so I have to pull it live. Haha. Surprise, surprise, everybody. So Letterboxd Beat Street. Chris, do you want to start taking us down Letterboxd Beat Street?
Oh, I'd love to.
Thank you so much.
I looked for 3 hours for a review today, and I picked one at random when I got bored of looking.
Okay.
This review comes from Letterboxd user Eric with a K, not a C. He gives it 4 stars and says, "Man, I fucking love horror. I love grainy midnight movies and stupid gore. While this didn't have as much gore as I would have hoped, it was still dripping with Sundance gloss. It was still such a fresh idea, and it was just so fucking cool. I'm so ecstatic that horror is in the hands of immensely talented women going absolutely batshit in front of and behind the camera. But I said camera.
I like Canberra. You're right. It is like every review is really serious.
Yeah, and there's nothing funny.
Except for there's one that it's only 1 star, but it says aspect ratio go burr.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ugh. You know what? I don't like any of these.
It was very hard to find one.
It's, yeah. Yeah, somebody said 3.5 stars. A video nasty about a woman who censors video nasty is genius. But that's, I mean... Somebody said 3.5 stars. Yet another film I wish that I didn't watch with my mom. But the general consensus, at least, is that it's good. Here we go. 4.5 stars by former movie enjoyer. Shat myself.
That was funny.
That works. All right. So, did it pass the Bechdel test? Yes, it did.
It passed the Bechdel test.
It passed the Bechdel test. DuVernay test, it passes like 1 point on DuVernay test, which is that there are people of color in this movie, but they don't necessarily have a spotlight on them, so I wouldn't.
Anne has she's going to her sister's niece's birthday party.
That's true.
So
she's got to go.
Please type out my notes.
Yeah, she's got to go. Enid's got to type up her notes, but that's that's about it.
If you're just joining us now, at 6:38 p.m. on Thursday, we're reviewing the movie Censor, and we've just finished the walkthrough. Cut this out of the audio.
Somebody's come in. Is that why we're
discussing?
All right. I guess we should get our keys, huh?
We didn't do Gorer.
Oh, Gorer, Idiot's Guide to Gorer. I'm going to give it like a 2.5. A 2.5 for the scenes that are from the actual movie, but like a 4 for the scenes that they show at the beginning that are from the movies from real life.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a not enough gore.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I was hoping that there was like, I remember when I like reserved the pass for this for Sundance, it said like warning, like film contains like graphic images and disturbing scenery, and I was like, hey, yeah. And then
they talk about graphic imagery and disturbing scenery a lot, but they don't show any of it.
Right.
One axe wound, one trophy to the mouth.
Yeah.
I mean, we did cover Raw last week, so nothing really phases me anymore.
Yeah. Wait till you see Titan. You know what? Actually, Titan isn't as graphic as Raw is. It's just weirder. But it's amazing. Anyway,
the keys, baby.
We're gonna get the keys. We're getting our keys every week on Idiot's Guide to Horror. We like to imagine that we have been given the keys to remake or reboot the film that we are discussing. This would be a dick move because this movie just came out a year ago, but we're make-believing.
Yeah.
We're pretending. So we decide what we would keep and what we would throw out the second we got the chance. So, Chris, this week, what was flawless for you?
Okay, so what did I write down here that's actually about the movie? The first half of this movie is flawless. Everything up until she goes to Doug's house is perfect for me. I really enjoy it. It really builds the tension very well. It gives you that sense of unease that you can't get away from. It does a really good job with that. I also wrote down, I want to give Neve Alger all my money.
Yeah. She's incredible. She's amazing. Yeah, she did an incredible job. It's a fucking flawless performance for all the pitches that she has to hit. She hits them perfectly. Like she has to go like believably go from like buttoned up, stiff upper lip, like super prudish, like conservative woman, all the way to like we have to watch the journey to like crazy. Hi, Clarence. So yeah, I would agree with that. Anything else for you?
It reminded me a lot of Saint Maud because they both deal with like somebody slowly losing their sanity and like snapping.
A pious woman, a pious self-righteous woman slowly losing their sanity, thinking that they're doing it to protect other people.
Correct. But maybe they're not. Who knows? I'm not going to spoil the end of Saint Maud.
Aren't you? Because we literally gave a spoiler warning for it at the top.
Okay. I need to wait till we get to what we would change.
Okay. So for me, what's flawless about this movie? Obviously, Neve Algar's performance. I think that the direction of this film is absolutely brilliant, completely like Prano Billy Bond. She's really good with details. She's really good with like emotional details, with background details. Like everything is just works. It's all efficient here. And also the cinematography, the cinematographer's name, the DP's name is Annika Summerson. And this movie is, considering the fact that it has 3 different types of film in it, fantastic. 3 different aspect ratios. Unreal, man. Unreal. Should not look as good and as seamless as it does. But you can barely notice until like it gets like really grainy towards the end, because everything is so consistently like shot, and like those worlds that she was talking about when we were talking about the movie facts, those worlds blend together really well and really effectively. I also just fucking love this concept, and I know that we talked about this at the top, but I'm going to reiterate it. Sorry, everybody, but I have always wondered, like, who are these people that get to watch something and judge whether or not it's going to make other people like become violent or whatever, like do crime, or like or be gay and do crime, because the gay agenda is also, quote unquote, the gay agenda is like part of this same sort of idea of like the censorship thing, right? Like these people are like, I watched this and it didn't turn me gay. It didn't make me kill someone. It didn't make me, as you said, like, drive my car really fast or whatever. But it could do that for everyone else. So I have to protect other people from it. And this sort of points out this, that hypocrisy of like, well, what's the difference between you and everybody else? What are you made of? Why can you withstand watching all of this? And the answer is like, usually those people are like even less mentally stable, or like can't,
or they're like
really afford to take in all of that.
They're garbage. Like they're doing something terrible.
Right.
They're horrible people.
Basically the movie, just like the premise, like this concept of like, movies don't make people kill people, like people kill people, like movies don't kill people, people kill people.
Video games kill people.
Oh yes, video games also kill people, yes.
Marilyn Manson.
Well, fuck that guy.
Yeah, I thought you remember.
People should kill Marilyn Manson.
If you're not doing anything later tonight, let me go. No, because I don't want to be implicated in a murder. Do whatever you want, but don't blame me for it.
Just,
Didn't we already implicate me in a murder in this podcast?
I think we did.
Well.
Or fine. We did before we even started recording.
Hey, right. If you're listening this far, let me know if we've implicated me in a murder. Yeah, for legal reasons, this is all a joke. Duh.
So anyway, I guess I'll cap myself off there, like what I find flawless. So please tell me what you would change.
Okay, the movie did not have enough depth in it for me. Where is Scranton? Do you know how far away I live from Scranton? That's where Taylor Swift's from, though. Scranton, PA. So the more you know.
Yes.
The more you know. This movie does not go deep enough for me, and we all know I like it deep. After the movie was over, I felt unfulfilled.
Okay.
It felt like it was so rushed at the end. Like it spent so much time building and building and building this story, and then they just went as quickly as they could to the ending. We got the sister. We go home. The end. Whereas I feel like Saint Maud did a similar thing, where most of the movie was building and building on her mental unease, if you will, and it just kept going until I could not take it anymore, and it had to be over.
Yeah,
I could have withstood more of this. I would not have been mad if this was 2 hours long. Like, I know I like a short, tight 90-minute movie.
Right.
This one, oh my God, my boss, Rocco, just texted me and said, "Thank you so much for your help today."
Oh.
It just felt rushed at the end, like they were trying to get it over with.
I hear you. While I don't necessarily agree.
We don't have to agree.
I know, because we've been over this before when you got offended that I didn't like that I didn't like a movie that you liked.
Was it The Ring?
It was The Ring. And then I think there was something else that I like wasn't crazy. I can't remember what. Mother. I didn't like Mother. I really hated Mother. But I hear you. It is like it's a really slow burn, and then it just goes like that, and like flips the switch, and then all of a sudden it's like this like rapid descent into madness, and it's like holy shit, like what just happened?
I know, but Saint Maud is also the slowest of burns, and then the last minute and a half is when everything happens.
But we know that she's crazy from the beginning, right? Like we kind of like were given that impression from the very beginning that like Maud / Katie is crazy. So all right, we have.
Oh yeah, she totally did behead Eric North. What's his name? Eric Moth?
Frederick North, yeah. Frederick North, yeah. So our dear friend Dan just commented on the live stream and said it probably could have used an extra round of back and forth between dementia and reality. Maybe when Beastman is killed, it was actually movie magic, and then she loses it later on and kills the director. But I'm no screenwriter. I mean that would be a pretty good like solid choice. Also, Chris, I didn't see this comment before because I had us full screen so that it would reduce the glare on my glasses. But the Scranton Strangler, that's a reference to The Office.
I've never seen it.
Everybody calm down before you even...
That's not true. I did watch one episode, and much like Game of Thrones, I was so bored I never wanted to do another one.
So the thing with The Office is that some of the episodes... okay, I'm going to get myself in trouble here. I'm just going to shut the fuck up. You should watch The Office.
I'll give it another try after I'm done with Gilmore Girls for the 19th time.
I understand what you're saying. I feel like, although I think like the very end, like that motif that they use with like the VHS tape and it's like switching back and forth between reality, I think that is bonker balls good. I think that is like next level good. But I do like, I don't know. I feel like the person that goes into the video store, like the Enid that goes into the video store, she is still semi-sane, right? And then like I think that it's the combination of like what she's finding out, but also being in the public eye and no longer being perceived as like somebody helpful, but as somebody who has done harm. Like I think that that's contributing to the downfall, and it's like another key that's like making her go downhill really fast. So I guess that I sort of factored that in when I'm like thinking about like the sort of like like tailspin of this movie. But I understand what you're saying. It does happen really fast. I also should we just ask ourselves, did she kill her sister?
Oh, 100%.
Do you think she killed her sister?
100%. I believe she killed her sister.
I think that they wouldn't have snuck that line in about why do you think he doesn't remember if she hadn't been thinking that maybe she had repressed the memory that she killed her sister.
Mm-hmm.
And her parents seem to have a little bit of like they kind of feel like maybe they also believe that she killed her sister.
It's either she killed her sister or she didn't have a sister and she's just reliving like her life. Her brain starts whenever she sees Don't Go in the Church for the first time, and she imprints that on her real life. And she's like, this is my life. This has always been my life.
I mean,
because the movie starts with Don't Go in the Church.
Right. If her parents hadn't declared her sister, like if we hadn't seen like a court document that said like dead in absentia, then I would definitely think that maybe that was a possibility. But like I think I am definitely of the mind that like when we get to the part where she's in the woods, like first of all, the scene with Smart, like when she goes to his house, I feel like that is very tense and the lines are blurred there because he is forcing himself on her, and when she pushes him, it is in self-defense. She doesn't mean to kill him. Like that is like, that's an accident. So we kind of have this, and like the language that he's using it does sound kind of sinister, like when he's talking about Alice Lee and he's like, oh, she's gonna be like, that one's gonna reach her expiration soon. But when she gets to the forest and the aspect ratio shifts and also like things kind of slow down, like time slows down, the lighting gets like really like Argento-ish, and
I forgot to say that.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. And there is like this moment where you think that maybe she's onto something. Maybe she's right. Maybe, and like that's the thing to me that like makes me think that maybe this isn't as fast as it feels the second time, because we know when we watch it for the second or the third or the fourth time, whatever, like after you've watched it that first time, you know that she's the one that's bonkers, right? You know that she's like making all of this up. But when I watched it for the first time, like think about where you were when you watched it for the first time mentally in that moment. Where were you? Did you think that it was like that it was going really fast, or did you think like maybe we're just reaching this pinnacle where she's learning something?
I thought the first time I watched it, I did think that she had found her sister and this whole thing was a conspiracy against her. But now I know better.
Exactly. That's the thing. Like, not that I'm not agreeing with what you're saying, but I'm just saying that maybe it is a product of like watching it for the second time.
Yeah, because you're right. Saint Maud, you totally know she's crazy the entire, maybe not the entire time, but she's crazy for a lot of the movie.
Within like the first like 5 minutes, isn't that when she starts like
talking to the cockroach god?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's the end.
No, that's the end, but like she's talking to God. And I need to rewatch it. It's been a long time, but
I can put it on my movie thing for you. I have it on Blu-ray. I just bought it.
It's on Hulu, right? That's on Hulu.
Well, where's that fun in that? I just keep buying movies. I have no money. I don't have one penny in my name.
I also no tonight actually when we hang up, I am probably going to watch Last Night in Soho.
I'm waiting till tomorrow to watch that.
Oh, I'll wait till you watch it then. I don't want to watch it until you've watched it.
Okay. Yeah. Steve, he can't hear me. We're going to watch it tomorrow. Tonight, I think I'm going to watch whatever that movie was by Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh.
What was it?
Guillermo del Toro? Oh, Nightmare Alley. You're going to watch Nightmare Alley. Okay. But anyway, I guess is there anything else you want to wrap up with talking about Censor?
Even though I was critical about it just now, I really do like this movie, and I really think if you haven't seen it, you should watch it.
Okay, so what do you rate it?
I give this a 3.5 out of 5. Even though I don't care for the last act, everything up until then is perfect.
Okay. Yeah, I sit with 4 stars at this movie. I am really impressed by it, especially for the fact that this is her first feature. It's Prano Bailey Bond's first feature. And I think that it is just like one of the best psychological horror movies maybe I've ever seen in my life. Like just the way that it's built, the way that it's crafted, like it's the story unwinds in a way that like really makes you question whether or not, like we were just saying, like it really makes you question whether or not that there's something wrong with Enid or if there's something actually like wrong with the world. And then when it like finally like turns, it's still only giving you like those little snippets of reality, right? I just think it's really impressive. I give it 4 out of 5 stars.
My 3.5 is from my letterbox the first time I watched it. This time I was going to rate it a 3, but I kept it a 3.5 from the first.
Okay. That's I appreciate that you kept that half star hanging in there. So that's Censor, everybody. I recommend that you watch it immediately. Watch it right now. Do it right now. Right now.
Or, yeah, that or Saint Maud, because I might actually watch that after I'm done here.
I am, like, now that I've watched Censor today and we're talking about, like, the comparison to Censor, which was also, like, Rose Glass, that was her first feature,
That was her
too.
first feature.
Yeah, so, like, we're just, like, getting these, like, bangers from, like, first-time women directors, right? Just like Raw, we covered Raw last week. That was a
Was
first-time
that her
woman
first
director.
movie?
That was her first
Yeah,
feature.
Titane's her second.
Titane's her second, and it won the fucking Palme d'Or at Cannes Film Festival. But Raw was her first feature. I watched her short film recently, and it was also really good. But I just think like women are the future of horror.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, men.
Louis C.K. is the future of horror. I can't think of any other man.
Fucking God.
Why do they keep letting him host SNL?
Wait, is he doing it again?
I don't know. I went through a deep dive of SNL watching like the last 10 seasons, and he hosted like 15 times.
Well, he used to be like, okay, not to like out.
I never thought he was funny.
Okay, not to out myself here, but I used to like idolize that man. Like I thought that Louis was one of the most intelligent shows on television. I thought that when he made Horace and Pete, holy fucking shit. And like, you know, I'm not going to sit here and praise him right now, but I will say that Steve Buscemi was incredible in that, and Alan Alda was incredible in that, and A.D. Bryant was incredible in that. But fuck that guy. That's how I feel now.
Oh,
because that's
John
how
Mulaney's hosting this week. And I know how much we hate him.
I don't hate him. I just don't agree with what he's done.
He's so funny.
But like, I'm not gonna like, I don't know. I don't want to get
What's
like
that
all up
word?
in that business.
What's that word I'm feeling right now? Cognitive dissonance. Is that what that means?
Yes, I guess that is what that means. Yeah, because
where I love Lana Del Rey, but she's a bad person.
She is not great.
She's not great, guys. And I'm feeling cognitive dissonance now for John Mulaney.
I mean, he's a really funny person. I'm not going to take that away from him, but I mean, like, it's his personal life. I feel bad for his very cool ex-wife. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. Let's get the fuck out of this. Hey. Idiots Guide to Non-Horror.
Did you hear the noise that made?
Yeah.
Chris, for those of you listening, that was Chris doing a wave with his arms, but for some reason his headphones picked it up and made it sound like his bones are made of like Lincoln logs.
My bones are literally Lincoln logs, but they're not connected. They're just loose in there, guys.
So yeah, every week, as a reward for some of you who aren't horror fans that like to sit through our podcast anyway, we like to recommend something, just anything that isn't a horror movie, or horror related. So this week, Chris, what do you got?
Okay, this week I have 2 songs for you guys to listen to.
Okay.
Should you like? The first one is "When I'm Gone" by somebody named Alesso, who I think is some sort of electronic musician,
Okay.
because I don't know them. But it is featuring the vocals of Katy Perry, who, guys, please stop hating Katy Perry. Ugh. I'm talking to you specifically, Dana. Stop it. Oh my god, is there another one?
I don't like
I'm
her.
logging out. I'm logging out right now.
I don't know. I'm just not. I don't like her voice. I just don't like her voice. It annoys me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't sing, so you know what like I'm a fucking miscreant, okay? I can't judge anybody for anything. I'm sure
Katy
Katy
Perry is
Perry
doing everything right in life.
I'm sure Katy Perry has more talent in one of her nails than I have in my entire body,
Well, I doubt
and
that.
I'm sure, but she's just not for me.
Mm-hmm. I sound like everybody else. I'm the only one here towing the Katy Party line. Katy Party line. Okay, whatever. Katy. This song is a bop. It's
Okay.
impossible to listen to without wanting to dance, and then for me, like trying to dance.
Okay.
And if you want something fun, you can watch her perform it live on SNL last week.
Okay. And
I
what's
also
the other
have
song?
Watercolor Eyes by Lana Del Rey, which was just featured in like 2 weeks ago's episode of Euphoria, which I've never seen.
Oh, really?
This song is so fucking good. So
Which episode? I'm not going back because this season is tough stuff, but I believe you. Oh no. Oh wait, I do remember when they did it was at the end of the first episode. And I remember it.
such a good song.
It was very moving. It was and it really kind of set the tone for what they were about to inflict on us.
Was it sex?
No. It's maybe one of I don't know. I'm not going to get into Euphoria. If anybody wants to discuss Euphoria in the after party, stick around. But actually, my recommendation this week, I noticed that they put Attack on Titan on Hulu. And I started rewatching it last night before I remembered that it's literally the most depressing thing on the planet, but it's so good.
I couldn't get past the first episode.
Really?
Steve tried to make me watch it.
It's okay. So I actually I walked away and started cooking for that part of the first episode. I don't want to
it's too sad.
Give it away. It is like nihilistic as fuck. It is not an easy watch. But if you but it's just quality. It is just a quality show. And I feel like I recommend anime more often than I actually watch anime at this point. But
did you see Cowboy Bebop the movie?
I didn't see it at the theater. I mean, I've seen it before a bunch of times, but I didn't go. I snuck in for like the last few minutes. I did go see Rushmore, which I watched Rushmore like 3 times last week. It's so good.
I think it's my least favorite Wes Anderson movie.
No,
I'm sorry. I forgot the Darling Unlimited existed or limited.
Rushmore, I feel like is his most realistic, but also like works in like this sort of like weird alternate kind of reality. But I recommend that. Anyway, I also
Wes Anderson.
Also, Chris gave me his Movies Anywhere account, and he had Little Women on there, and I watched it, and then I watched it again today because apparently I wasn't done crying. It's so good. I can't believe it took me this long to watch it, but I like bawled my eyes out. Also, Bob Odenkirk is the dad. So like I'm recommending Bob Odenkirk again this week. I'm just gonna start recommending Bob Odenkirk shit every week.
Yeah.
I also recently rewatched some Tim and Eric, and you know what? Great stuff, man. Great stuff.
I haven't done that. I
So
haven't
good.
rewatched. I
So
rewatched
good.
The Mighty Boosh.
Oh hell yeah. Hell yeah. Mighty Boosh is great. Okay. So I guess, I mean, is that it?
I do believe that's it.
I do believe that's it. So hey guys,
Yeah.
if you are watching this live stream right now, please stick around for the after party. And if you are not watching the live stream and you're listening to this on audio, please hang up your devices. But first, please send us emails and stuff to idiotsguidetohorror@gmail.com. I hate it when we're not in the same room. I hate it so much. Oh my God. I swear I just get a million times worse not in the same room. But you could email us questions and comments and recommendations to idiotsguidetohorror@gmail.com. Sorry, I got distracted by the comments. This is the danger of live streaming and recording at the same time. You can follow us on Instagram at Idiot's Guide to Horror. You can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/horroridiots. You can subscribe to our channel on YouTube, which is Idiot's Guide to Horror. And you can click the little bell so that you will be notified every time we go live every week. And also, please rate our podcast on iTunes. Last week, Chris promised everybody a kiss on the mouth.
And I meant it.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it. That's what I've got for you. So if you're sticking around for the after party, please stick around because Chris has he has a movie picked and he wants to announce it. And if you are not sticking around, then adios.
Never waste your pain.
I was just waiting. I was like sitting here like, is he gonna say
I was reading comments.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
All right, I stopped recording.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, these headphones suck, guys. Oh my God, my voice
literally
is so loud.
throwing away my my. If anybody wants a broken MacBook, I'll be throwing mine out the window as soon as we leave here.
I wonder if I've been talking this loudly the entire time. These are like noise canceling studio headphones, and like, wow.
I thought you sounded lovely the entire time.
Thank you. Oh my God. So anyway, Erica, you are recommending the Masterpiece Theater version of Little Women over the Greta Gerwig version, which is bold. It's bold and brave.
Bold. Very, very bold.
Very bold. Who all? How many people are in here right now, Chris? I still can't see.
Currently, 12.
Ah, okay. So
we had as many as 6.
Oh, 6. Cool. So you want to announce what movie we're doing next?
Hellraiser.
Hell yeah. I'm excited for this one.
If you haven't seen Hellraiser, it's streaming on literally everything.
Is Hellraiser public domain?
I don't know. I'd have to ask my boy Clive Barker.
Do you want to give him a call?
Yeah, I mean, beep, boop, boop, Clive. Hey, buddy. What are you doing?
Also, another small announcement. Come to Daddy is so good. We do have to cover Come to Daddy eventually, even though I've already told my Elijah Wood story.
Was it a horror movie?
Yes.
And why did I laugh so much?
Because it's a horror comedy.
Mm-hmm. That's what they all say.
Is that what they all say?
I don't know. I've said it. I thought it was really funny.
You did just say it. Yeah, Hellraiser is going to be great. We also pretty much exactly what we thought was going to happen with he was quoting Hellraiser. Whoops.
I guess we're Not as cool as we thought we were.
Yeah. But what we thought was going to happen when we covered Raw happened. We lost literally like half of our listeners for that episode.
And while we appreciate everyone that listens to us weekly, as Beyonce once said, we're not going to compromise our Christianity. We're better than that.
Yeah. So we've decided that we're just going to cover movies that we want to cover. And the fact that we covered something as incredible and powerful
and certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, fitting and apt and as available as Raw. And nobody wanted to hear it just because it's French. At a certain point I have to say, like, I don't know if you aren't willing to even hear people like talk about French movies, like maybe I'm not the guy for you.
Yeah. Because we're gonna have to cover Train to Busan before the remake comes out.
We're gonna have to cover Train to Busan. Like, we can get so far into Asian horror. Like, I am just ready to go off the fucking
I could talk
rails.
about Asian horror for every day for the rest of my life.
It's Erica Googled whether or not Hellraiser is public domain, and the results were inconclusive.
I'll take that as a yes.
But basically, just like the announcement is that, like, we're not going to do things or not cover things that we don't want to cover anymore, because I'm really proud of the Raw episode. I think it was really good.
It was funny.
It was funny. I just wrote a piece about Julia Ducournau for Phaser Media because I think that she is the fucking future of horror filmmaking. And it
was good. I read it, even though I haven't seen the movie.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Wait, you read the part about Titan?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I know. I skimmed parts of it because I didn't don't spoil me. Don't spoil me. But
I'm gonna cry. I can't believe that you risked that just to read my piece.
And as soon as I get the $9 to rent it, I'm gonna rent it.
It's $4.
Who has the money?
Yeah, I hear you. I barely did. But yeah, so if there are movies that you want us to cover that we were previously scared to cover because we thought nobody would, give a shit. We don't care if anybody gives a shit anymore. We do. Yeah. You do.
We're doing this for the five of us that like movies, no matter what language they're in. When I watched Raw, I don't remember it being in French. I remember it being really good.
Yeah.
So when I asked some people at work, I said, hey, we're covering this movie on the podcast this week. If you're in the room, hi. And they were like, oh, no, I'm not going to watch a French movie. That's on you, because you're missing out.
Yeah, that is on you. It's on you if you don't want to watch a movie that has subtitles. It's on you if you don't want to watch a movie that's in black and white. What Dan's saying out here is super low budget is a cool theme. Yes, Resolution, Absentia, The Endless, all fantastic movies. I haven't seen Spring.
But I'll add it to the list.
It is on the list.
If we ever have 2.5 hours, we can do Haxan or Haxan.
Yeah,
because it's a silent black and white. Is it black and white?
That's formative. It's one of the most important pieces of horror cinema to ever exist because that was like the first mockumentary. Everybody always talks about how Cannibal Holocaust was like the first mockumentary, and it's like, bitch, like
Haxan came out in 1921.
Yeah. But I will say that Resolution and The Endless were made by the same people. They also just premiered a film at Sundance, and I can't wait to see it.
Sundance.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Sundance. And Absentia blew my fucking mind open because I did not think that was going to be as good as it was. And it looks shitty, but it's fantastic. It's so good. And like the people who miss out on this stuff, man, I legitimately feel bad for them. I don't even I used to get mad. I don't get mad anymore. I'm not mad.
Yeah.
Because
my life is better for it, I want to do Audition. I want to do I Saw the Devil. If you ever have 3 hours to watch a revenge movie, I Saw the Devil. I Saw the Devil.
Audition is like oh my god.
Gross.
Legitimately, okay. Erica, you gave me your copy of Audition on DVD. Was there a point in your life where you enjoyed the movie Audition before you started not being able to handle horror? I am a big fan of that movie. I think that movie has a lot of really brave and bold things to say, and we can't talk about them until we discuss the movie. But okay, so you did like Audition in high school. Okay. It has a lot of really brave and bold things to say, and it's very
Gross.
upsetting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would seek out foreign horror at my local Blockbuster. Girl. Yeah. I miss that. I do.
Okay, what if we opened up a movie rental place?
Oh my god, please.
We could do it like Empire Records, but we can call it Empire VHS.
I wonder how long it would take for us to close.
2 or 3 hours, I'm guessing. Then we'd have to get Coyote Shivers and his band to come play on the roof, you know?
Yeah. I wish I still had my Blockbuster card.
Get it tattooed on you so you'll have it forever.
Oh, oh my god, that is such a fucking good idea for a tattoo, dude.
I'm very smart. Couldn't figure out how to record on my laptop moments ago, but you know.
You're doing great. You're doing a great job. But yeah, so if more foreign horror starts getting kicked around, if more weird shit that nobody else cares about starts getting kicked around, it's because these are the movies that we love, and these are the movies that I set out on this like whole horror journalism career kind of track to introduce people to horror movies that they haven't seen before.
I mean, are we still going to do Sleepaway Camp to Unhappy Campers? Probably not.
No, we did it. We're done.
Know, but we're not doing the third one.
Oh god, no.
I'm just saying, like, we're probably not going to do movies. It's just like, because we have been trying to do movies to bring the people in.
Yeah.
It's just not working. Like, as a podcast, we do all right. We're doing fine.
Yeah.
We're just not like gonna obsess.
We're not Yeah, we're not gonna obsess about getting famous anymore.
Mm-hmm. We're just doing this for you.
We were obsessing about getting famous for a minute, but now I'm going to coding boot camp. You're looking for a new job. Like at a certain point, like I have seen It Comes at Night. I have seen
Satyr. I have not seen It Comes at Night.
It Comes at Night is on Netflix.
Satyr is on it's on Apple TV or something. I watched it for free. And it made me so happy I don't have a beard, but I'm not going to spoil anything for anybody.
Is Satyr? Oh, wait.
It's probably on Shudder.
The thing that I was thinking of. It is on Shudder. It is indeed on Shudder.
Let's see what I gave it on Letterboxd. Probably a 3. I give everything a fucking 3. A 3.
Yeah. Oh, Dan, you're a coder. Yay, cool. Yeah, this is I'm learning. I'm a little baby coder. And I'm also, my brother is going to teach me how to build a computer next weekend. Yeah.
Out of what, like popsicle sticks or something?
Yes, we will also be using Lincoln Logs. So if you could supply your bones for me, that would be great.
Have as many as you want.
I started working in tech last year, and I realized that I really liked the actual tech parts of it, and I would like to learn more about it. So I started with Code Academy, and now I am applying for coding bootcamp. So my life is taking a very different direction, at least, temporarily. And I don't want to spend a bunch of time worrying about trying to make this successful anymore. I just want to have fun talking about movies with my best friend. And
that's how it started, and that's how it's going to go forever.
Yeah. You damn it. Okay, I'll remember that.
Me.
I still need to watch Dimension 20. It's Erica keeps recommending that to me. It's a D&D show.
I'm
Um,
starting a new D&D campaign on a Saturday.
are you?
Yeah, I just found out.
Nice.
I'm in a group chat, and I have it muted because I personally cannot handle group chats. It gives me
I
so much
hate
anxiety.
it. Oh my god, I can't keep up with that.
But
I
apparently,
can barely text one person back at a time.
tell me about it. Like, if you, at home, if you're texting me, I'm not replying. I'm sorry.
Poor Erica's sitting there. I should just respond to your text message from last night on air, Erica. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but yes, Misfits did go off the rails by season 4. You're correct. I'm sorry.
I thought you meant the band. I'm like, what's going on?
I do this thing where like I'll read a text message when I'm in the middle of doing something, right? Like I read her text message when I was at the grocery store and having a panic attack last night because the grocery stores the night before a storm are terrible. They're awful. So I was like panicking, just trying to get things and get out. And I read her text message and I was like, I'm going to respond to this when I get home. But then it just kept going. And then before you know it, I'm like, is it too late to respond to this text message? And then I panic and don't do it.
Sometimes I don't reply to your text message for like a day or two.
Yeah.
I don't have it in me all the time.
We understand each other's patterns. we're aware.
Eventually I'll reply.
Yeah, we get there. Yeah. What else is going on? Do we have any more announcements? I already know what I'm going to pick for the week after.
And I know what I'm picking for the week after that.
I love that we are like on this.
Well, now that I can pick a foreign horror movie and not feel bad about it. I mean, I watch a lot of foreign horror movies.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Maybe I won't pick it, but we'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling.
Oh, God, I want to. Okay, maybe I should make a list and like not. But like, I feel like I know exactly what I want to do, but also not. But like, also I know what I want to do, but also not. Because now that we don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I could talk about we can watch the movies that I want to talk about.
Which is just fucking pie whacking. God damn.
I just want to talk about that one line in Pie Whack-It. Like, did they just get Billy Corgan in Canada?
Yeah.
Did he just make it? Did he pay for that line?
He might have.
This isn't a spoiler, but it's the most important part of Pie Whack-It and somehow not a spoiler at the same time. Bye, Dan. Big Kitty.
Aww.
Big Kitty, please give Erica a Big Kitty is so cute, Chris. Puffy, puffball. I miss my Clarence.
He says, why has Kara abandoned me?
Oh no. Elwood's somewhere like, she's with me, bitch. But not really, because he won't let me touch him right now. He goes through these phases where he's obsessed with me. And yesterday he did that. And I took a photo because he refused to.
Aww.
Yes.
Earlier today, Cecil would not leave me alone. So what I did was I picked him up and I gave him like 1,000 kisses right in the mouth. And he walked away from me.
I can never believe that Cecil would ever walk away from you because he loves you so much.
Well, I made him give me a kiss and then another one and then like 1,000 kisses. So
yeah, Erica, I know Big Kitty is all over. He's all up on you all the time. I'm very jealous. I wish the Elwood was like that all the time, but it's in these rare instances and nobody else is allowed to see it, which is why I always have to document it when it does happen. But yeah, I'm going to make a list of movies that I want to cover now that we don't give a shit anymore. And everybody just talk about cats.
Yeah, this is now the cat podcast. Oh, look, there's that bitch right there.
Oh, hi, Cecil.
And now what he does is, whenever we all go to bed, he gets up on the counter and into the sink and then starts screaming. So there's that.
I love that. And it's Elwood I have started picking him up like in the mornings when he's screaming for food and I'm like just barely awake. You know, my alarm just went off and like he'll start screaming, but he'll only stop if I like pick him up under one arm and carry his dish with the other and just like shuffle out into the kitchen holding him like a little machine gun. Like just carrying him like this and he's just dangling. Yeah, he's a demon.
And now what I'm doing is checking the weather live on air.
Yeah, how bad are the roads? Are they bad yet?
I've been home since about 3, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I have no idea. It looks like, is it snowing yet? It's not snowing yet.
Currently, it's still 34 degrees in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
But do we have...
That's cute. It should be below freezing here momentarily.
Yeah, the live updates from KDK News.
Is this thrilling for anybody else? It's just Erica here. Nope, now there's another one.
Who else is here?
I'm not sure. Hey, if you just joined us, we're live talking about the weather.
Okay, so Beaver County.
Where's that?
I'm on vacation, so I don't have to leave the house. I slept to midnight. Oh, look at you, Erica. Regular schedule. How long are you on vacation? So there's a bunch of power outages.
Yeah, I see here on my Facebook feed that some of my friends' trees are falling.
Yeah, trees are falling. This is scary. There is a flood advisory now. Jesus fucking Christ, this is such a mess.
And then somebody said, "Pretty Odd" is my favorite Panic at the Disco album, which I disagree with.
Oh. Wow, they dropped speed limits on 79, 376, 279, 579, and 28.
Cool. I'm never leaving the house ever again.
Yeah, for real. Jesus Christ.
Unless I go back to work tomorrow, but who knows?
Because now on top of the ice warning, there's a flood warning.
Cool.
I say this every year, but if I'm in Pittsburgh for the winter next year, tell me to move. Make me move.
I think we're moving closer to the city.
Traffic for the buses are already a mess with the bridge. I'm glad I don't have to go anywhere. Yeah, the bridge traffic is fucking terrible. But you are moving closer to the city.
That's what when my lease is up, Steve said he would like to move closer to the city. That depends on if I get a job closer to the city or not. Because right now, like, I'm still a good 20 minutes away from downtown.
I hear you. Yeah, the bridge. Don't move into this area right now because fucking bridge is ruining my life. Yeah. I do like to like walk past it though and just see how many. I'm like, how many cranes are there today? Like, and they built an observation deck. Today it looked as though there were 4. They built a quote unquote observation deck, which is just the other side of the collapsed bridge because they know that they're not going to be able to keep people away from it. So they just gave in and they were like, you can look at it.
Mm-hmm. Well, they know what we want.
I haven't gone to see it yet. I don't know if I want to. It just makes me really mad.
Yeah. I wonder how many more bridges are about to fall down.
People have been posting pictures of like shitty like cross beams like crazy. Mm-hmm. Like I just don't want to.
At least our home bridge is fixed. Like the one we grew up next to. They just fixed that recently. Last year it was down for like 6 months.
Right. They're working on the Highland Park Bridge right now.
They've been working on it forever.
I know, and they're going to be working on it forever. The only bridge that I trust because it was built in like the last 10 years is the Lilac Bridge. that is no longer the Lilac Bridge. It's just the one that connects Oakmont to like Harmerville.
Yeah, that's a good bridge. I like they made it too. Hey, if you're just tuning in and you're not from Pittsburgh,
This
welcome
is
to
Bridge
this.
Talk.
Yeah, we are the city of bridges. We have more bridges per capita than people.
We're bitching about bridges. It's Chris and
Mm.
Kara.
This is the
Good
name
night,
of our-
Erica. Thank you for sticking around.
Auf
Hi,
Wiedersehen.
Mom. The Halton Bridge.
Yeah, do you remember when the Halton Bridge was just one lane both ways, and you had to either turn left or go straight, and you were in the one
Yeah.
lane? God,
And
it was
say
a nightmare.
Say a couple prayers too.
Yeah.
Scariest thing in the world.
But now they made it. There's 2 lanes on each side, and we're all having a great time now.
Yeah. Yeah, we certainly are, aren't we? I'm just gonna go and start going back and forth on the Halton Bridge just to see how it feels to cross a bridge.
Yeah. I mean, and then you can hang out with me because the Halton Bridge is like 3 minutes away from my house.
It is 3 minutes away from your house.
Mm-hmm.
I have used it before to get to your house.
Well, you might have to if you can't get across the Highland Park Bridge.
Fucking Highland Park Bridge. It is like, it's deteriorating. Like, that bridge is filled with so many potholes. It's just trash.
I took the New Ken Bridge. I take the New Ken Bridge home every day to get home from work because I work in New Kensington and I don't live there. So the New Ken Bridge is falling apart as I speak.
Yeah. That one's the next one that's going down in the water for sure. All right. Well, I guess that it's just us and my mom here. Not that I dislike that. Hi, Mom.
Hello. Hello. See, that's British. Hello.
Hello. So let's see. Hold on. Let's see if we can do it now that it's not being recorded. I just want to see if I can do it. Let's see. Okay.
1934.
Film censor Enid takes pride in her meticulous work, guarding unsuspecting audiences from the deleterious effects of watching gore-filled decapitations and eye gouging she pores over. See, I could do it. Damn it.
Film censor Enid takes pride in her meticulous work, guarding unsuspecting audiences from the deleterious effects of watching gore-filled decapitations and eye gouging she pores over. I'm trying to do Noel from Bake Off.
That's good. I was gonna say we're sounding very like I was gonna say we sound like we watch Great British Bake Off, but like
that's all I watch.
That is what we do. We watch British Bake Off.
I watch Bake Off and Drag Race, and that's all I've watched for like the last weeks.
I needed a break from Drag Race because I was really mad that Gigi Good didn't win.
Oh, I watched 12, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm on the last episode of 7 right now.
Wow, damn.
I have no life.
Well, I have to read a book now, but no, that's like what I have to do in my free time. Like usually I would like take my time and enjoy myself, but I have to like read this book fast because it's for an article. So that's what I'm doing like with all of my spare time. Except right now I'm gonna go eat the rest of my dumplings and watch The Night House, I think.
Oh, The Night House is so good.
I know.
Did I give it 5 stars? I better have. If not, I'm changing it right now to 5 stars.
Well, all right. I should probably edit this podcast.
Yeah.
Did you upload your audio? Yeah.
Yes, I did. It is in the folder.
Also,
I gave it 4 stars. Damn it.
I'm upset because this shirt looks so cute on me in person, but on here
it looks adorable.
It looks like I have no neck.
No, that's not true.
No, it's definitely I love the puffy. I'm really into like the form fitting with the balloon sleeves right now. Yeah, that's my jam.
We also have to take a picture somehow.
Oh shit. What should we do for Censor? We could like just take normal pictures and then we could put little like bars over our mouths.
Yeah. How do we make us bigger but cute? They're getting it like this. Oh wait, damn it! I didn't change my effing name. And you didn't even remind me.
We were in the middle of talking. I thought maybe you would just see and follow suit, and then I forgot what I was doing.
Okay, so we're gonna put bars over our mouth.
Yeah, we could go. Oh, here we go like this, and then
Oh wait, I gotta hit the
yeah,
button.
you gotta.
I can't only use one hand because I have to click a mouse. Can I
It
just
did
try this one more
something
time?
Yeah, it did something to me too. All right.
Okay, that way I took a full screen one.
Okay. All right. Well, Mom, I'll text you, I guess.
And I will too.
Yeah, Chris, we'll all text.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, if anybody else is here aside from Mom,
They're not.
well, good night.
Yeah. Join us next week for when we cover Hellraiser. It's been swell. Please watch this movie if you haven't, because somebody else just got here. But we're leaving because I'm tired.
And I'm tired too.
Yeah, and we're gonna go watch Saint Maud.
I forgot I said I was gonna watch Saint Maud.
Well, you can watch The Night House tonight and Saint Maud tomorrow.
Or maybe the other way around.
Yeah, Saint Maud's real good.
So I can pay attention to the Night House and not just be eating dumplings and editing audio.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm hanging up now.
All right, bye.
Bye. Is this gonna hang up with us? We're gonna. Damn it.